Remember when high school felt like the center of the universe? Where we learned about friendship, love, and getting out of detention. But what about life after stepping into the real world? Let's catch up with the cast of Saved by the Bell and see where life took them after 36 long years. Let me tell you about Mark Paul Gosselaar as Zack Morris. Just 15, a little too confident, a little too clever for his own good. He had that I can talk my way out of anything sparkle, and half the time he did. But under all that mischief was a boy figuring out that charm fades, honesty lasts longer. Meet Tiffani Thiessen as Kelly Kapowski, America's sweetheart at just 15, the kind of girl who didn't even know how much light she carried. She smiled through heartbreak, stayed kind in a world that rewards ego, and taught us something simple. You don't have to shout to be unforgettable. Sometimes grace is louder than noise. Making a memorable mark is 16-year-old Mario Lopez as AC Slater, muscles, dimples, and a secret soft heart he didn't want anyone to notice. He was the guy who joked to hide pressure, who laughed to avoid doubt. Slater reminded us that toughness isn't how loud you roar, it's how well you protect what you love. Let's talk about Elizabeth Berkley as Jessie Spano. 17, ambitious, outspoken, and terrified of not being enough. She carried the weight of being the smart one, even when it crushed her. But she showed every girl watching that strength isn't never breaking down. It's learning how to stand up after you do. Rest in peace to the late 17-year-old Dustin Diamond as Screech Powers, wide-eyed, awkward, and beautifully out of sync with the world around him. He wasn't cool, and that was the point. He showed us that being different doesn't mean being less. It means you're brave enough to stay yourself in a world that keeps trying to change you. Allow me to introduce Lark Voorhies as Lisa Turtle, 15, stylish, witty, and light years ahead of her time. She turned every hallway into a runway and every comeback into a life lesson. But behind the fashion was empathy. She cared deeply. Lisa proved that confidence isn't about attention, it's about knowing your worth when no one's watching. Meet Leanna Creel as Tori Scott, 22, tough jacket, sharp tongue, and a quiet heart that only showed up when it mattered. She didn't try to fit in, she just showed up as herself, and somehow that was cooler. Tori taught us that confidence isn't loud, it's steady, even when nobody's clapping. Here comes Dennis Haskins as Principal Richard Belding, 38 years old and forever the man trying to hold chaos together with patience and bad jokes. He wasn't just the principal, he was the grown-up who still remembered what being young felt like. He proved authority doesn't have to be feared, it can care too. Spinning magic into everyday life is 21-year-old Ed Alonzo as Max, the magician/cafe owner who made Bayside feel like home. He wasn't just serving burgers, he was serving up laughter and magic tricks when life felt heavy. Max reminded us that joy doesn't need a reason. Sometimes it's enough just to make someone smile before they walk away. Give it up for Tori Spelling as Violet Bickerstaff. 17, shy voice, gentle eyes, and a heart so pure it almost didn't belong in Bayside. She blushed her way through awkward moments and still stood tall in her own kind of grace. Violet reminded us that softness isn't weakness, it's strength that doesn't need to shout. That's a wrap on our trip back to the halls of Bayside High, where growing pains, first crushes, and unforgettable pranks shaped a generation. If your heart skipped a beat remembering these moments, go ahead and like, subscribe, and ring the bell. This was Saved by the Bell Cast, Then and Now, 2025. Until we see each other again, cherish your friends, chase your dreams, and never forget to laugh.